Hello, magic makers. Welcome to Dove and Serpent Tarot. My name is Paul. If Sagittarius is your sun, moon, or rising sign, this reading is for you. A transmission through the Serpent Gate, a page in the Codex, and perhaps a message you were meant to remember. Before we begin, please light the fire and hit the like button. Every like you leave is a torch lit along the spiral road. Every comment a sigil etched into the vault of echoes. And if this message resonates, consider subscribing and joining our journey through the temple. If there is anything you wish for me to hold in light, or carry into the temple with you, prayer, protection, or intention, speak it below. Now, these readings are not predictions, they are transmissions, and I am merely the messenger. The meaning is yours to uncover. Open the temple within and listen for what echoes back, because the most important part of any tarot reading is you. And we have a Knight of Cups to start us off today. This is someone who is really taking a risk, right? Because you are opening your heart, you're letting people see who you really are. Okay? You're somebody who is kind of giving their gift to the world. Yeah. This is a passionate and kind of a vulnerable, like bold character. Okay? This is somebody that is, kind of taking risks. And I think that you don't see risk, you see opportunity. You say, yes, I'm going to put myself out there. I'm going to love. I'm going to kind of follow my heart. And sure, I could get hurt. Sure, people might not, always respond to me perfectly, but you see everything as an opportunity, right? You're kind of like you're like a passionate optimist, I think everybody else sees risk and they see the downside. They see how I could get hurt, that could be bad or whatever. I think you see the opportunity. There is no glory if there's no guts, And I think this card really is about putting yourself out there. Sometimes this card is random acts of kindness. Okay? Sometimes this is a card of giving and receiving love and affection. Okay? And so it seems as if this is really kind of being very bold, right? In expressions of your heart. Whether this is something that's kind of more about your art or your creativity. It could be at work, at home, at school. It could be in romance, it could be in family relationships, it could be in friendships. I feel like you're somebody who's really willing to follow their heart and pursue something that, it could turn out in a way that you don't prefer, but it could turn out glorious. You'll never know until you actually take that leap and take that risk. Okay. Let's put this card into a little bit of context. Okay, we're going to use our Dove and Serpent spread. We've got a Knight of Wands and more of this. The Knights now are always looking at the future. Okay, the Knights are always ready to leap into something new. So to me, this feels like it is a very bold and very passionate beginning of something. Okay, Spirit's kind of nudging you now to trust your heart and to not hesitate in whatever this is. Okay. Here we have the 10 of Swords. We have a Queen of Swords. We've got a 6 of Wands, and we have a 4 of Cups. I think as you land, you're going to land into safety. Okay. I think it's going to be kind of a soft landing here as you leap. Yeah. Over here, we have the Devil card. We have an Ace of Cups. We have a 9 of Wands and another Knight of Pentacles here. So 2 Capricorn references here, by the way. I wonder if Capricorn is going to be maybe like a secret ally for you. I don't know if you know any Capricorn people, but it feels like there is kind of a hidden ally that's going to appear to kind of help you open a door to something. Okay. I feel that there is a nudge from Spirit telling you not to hesitate. Okay? I feel that whatever the obstacle has been, it helped you to redirect your life. Okay, it helped you to find not so much a detour, but to realize that the other pathway wasn't it. Okay, so I feel like you are kind of in this moment leaving a birdcage, right? Our Ten of Swords here. You're kind of leaving that that sort of that false path. Okay. Now the Codex doesn't lie, but it doesn't always speak plainly either. Okay, so we have to figure out what that Ten of Swords might have been. I think you probably have a better idea than I do. But I feel as if there is now a kind of leaping. It's like you're at the threshold, you're at the gate, okay? The serpent gate, and you're ready to leap out of that birdcage, okay? And Spirit's urging you, okay? Growth right now is really going to happen when you say yes, okay? Not through hesitation, not through staying in the comfort zone, but by kind of getting outside of that, okay? And I think there is someone who may be a Capricorn person who is in some way helping with that or facilitating that or kind of showing you the door, okay? Anyway, let's select our mystery card, bonus card, confirmation card. This is a random card from the Smith-Waite Tarot. This is the factor infinite and unknown. We're going to set it down right over here with our little horse, Mr. Ed, right on top. Now, we're not going to look at that horse, of course, until the very end. It will tie everything together, will give us the confirmation that we need at the end of the reading. Okay. If at any point during this message you feel like you might know what that card might be, put your prediction in the comments section down beneath the video. Okay. Now, as we look around the room, we kind of realize that it's when this gate appears, when the serpent gate appears, don't ask what's on the other side. Ask what you're leaving behind. Okay, I think that is the major message right here. Okay, this is kind of, in a way, this is a death ritual and a rebirth that's taking place. In the future position with that Four of Cups is basically saying, don't worry about where you're landing. It's going to be okay. What matters is that you're very, very clear about what you're leaving behind. Okay, so there's no hesitation here. We don't have to understand exactly what everything is going to look like on the other side of this. But we've got to take the leap. Okay, we've got to take the leap. And I think you're kind of at a threshold of that right now, especially with our all of our nights. 1, 2, 3 nights here. It's interesting. So anyway, we have the one major arcana energy, which is the Devil card, and this is your drive, this is your motivation, this is the engine of the car, okay? And I think that it's showing your tenacity, it's showing your endurance, okay? It's showing your perseverance. It's showing that you are going to stop at nothing, right? You're going to stop at nothing. To get to your goals, okay? One thing that Spirit's kind of nudging us to do right now is to write down one very big, bold goal that you have. And then take that step. Take one step toward it today. Okay? And because that's going to push you through that serpent gate. Okay? So you have the one major arcana energy. We've got fire and fire. We've got water and water and water. We have a couple of air cards. And, of course, we have our Knight of Pentacles at the top here. So all of the knights are looking into the future, okay, and understanding kind of like how we're supposed to begin something. Well, this is something your heart is sort of motivating you toward. Okay, right now there is something your heart wants. So as we start our reading with our Knight of Cups, there's something your heart wants to do, or something your heart wants to have or wants to experience. Okay, this is kind of where you are right now. This card, this first position is called the Station, right? And it represents that still point on the spiral road. It's not the beginning, it's not the end, it's just the present. Everything is unfolding from here. So there is something in your heart that wants to leap forward. You want to do it. You want to get involved. You want to go there or do that or meet that person or fall in love or, whatever it is that your heart really wants to do or wants to have or wants to experience. Okay? There is this urging. There's a passion. There's some kind of a Well, in a way, what we have here is actually really awesome in the context of our devil card, because the devil card is our drives, right? And we talk about this on the channel. We have 3 of them in my view, in this context anyway. We have the creative drive, which is that ruling motivation that we just want to make a difference in the world. We want to improve the quality of life for ourselves and others. We want to alleviate suffering for ourselves and others. We want to leave something behind after we're gone. We want to make a difference in other people's lives, and we want to make a difference in the world. We want to feel like our existence meant something, okay? That's the creative drive, and that might be represented now by our Knight of Wands, okay? Or maybe, well, we could go a different route. Let's say that is going to be your Knight of Pentacles, okay, making a difference in the world. The Knight of Wands, then, would be your assertive drive, your sovereign drive. This is that drive to do something, to use our energy, to feel like we are capable of change, to feel as if we are strong and we're present. It's kind of like we want to feel our muscles moving. Okay, we want to have agency. I want to feel like I get to make choices, and the things that I do can actually, influence the world. It's not about the sort of altruistic, the creative drive. I want to leave something for everybody else, that sort of thing. No, this is like I want to feel as if I'm strong enough to push back into the world. I want to feel my agency. I want to feel my muscles, flexing. So there's that aggressive drive, or the assertive drive. And of course, you have your pleasure drive, which is the 3rd drive. And the pleasure drive with the Knight of Cups is what the heart wants to feel good, wants to feel pleasure, wants to feel as if there are rewards in life, okay? Wants to feel and experience the good things in life, not just, ice cream and burritos, but like love, connection, community. Wants to feel like they're a part of something, has a yearning desire, a burning desire, and wants to fulfill that desire, okay? So you have representatives of all 3 of those drives here. So I think you really are in a position now where there's nothing that's going to stop you, okay? Really nothing that's going to stop you here. So your pleasure drive is yearning for something, wants to leap into something because the heart wants to experience something, right? Now the Knight of Wands is that belief, really, the feeling in yourself that you can, that you're capable of it. And so this is really, this is a card that's ready to leap forward with no hesitation. And that's the main message of the Knight of Wands is you're leaping forward. The horse and the rider have to be one unit. There can be no hesitation. There can be no mistrust between the horse and the rider, because you know what, you're going to fall down. Okay, so this is a card that's asking you to just take that bold leap forward. And it could be that you have, it could be something that kind of hits you suddenly, like a sudden spark of, of inspiration or a sudden idea, right? Because I feel that there is some kind of, it's a breakthrough here, either in your creativity or in your relationships, could even be pushing through into career and your financial wealth kind of aspect. But it's something that you feel inside of you. It's something that your heart really wants to do right now. And this is the card that's saying leap into it. We may be talking travel or some kind of a passion in education or something like this, or it could be like your risk-taking. It could be that kind of that belief that you're capable of taking risks, and it's almost like you're responsible enough. You have that kind of sovereignty and that agency that says, I'm allowed to take risks. I don't have to play it safe or just do what other people, tell me that I should do. That I'm mature enough, you're old enough, I think we're all adults here, right? Most of us. That you are responsible enough to make your own decisions. Okay? And the growth here, this expansion and this breakthrough happens when you say yes and when you do not hesitate. Okay? Now, down beneath the surface, we kind of start to talk about what we're leaving behind. The Ten of Swords is the realization that you've been holding yourself back. okay? Because this is a birdcage. This is a restrictive situation. It's a limited worldview. This is a belief system. This is the things that you believe to be true about yourself or about the world. And it's kind of like something is shattering that, okay? And I don't know if this kind of came through a sudden realization or if there was some kind of an interaction with somebody. I almost feel like, because something's ending. Okay, you're leaping away from something. Okay, and so this is kind of about like what you're leaving behind, not necessarily what are the details of the future, but like this isn't some place that you want to stay. Okay, and you're standing at that threshold of this birdcage, and your old self is trying to beg you not to step through. Okay, and I think that this is kind of a threshold card. Okay, this is a representative of one form of the serpent gate, which is a threshold, and you're standing at that gate. Okay, and you either go back inside and shut the door and sit down and say never mind, or you leap out of this. Okay, and since this is underneath the surface, I feel like this is something that is kind of intuitively like rising up from your soul. This is an echo right from the temple. This is something that's coming up from your unconscious and saying, we've got to move. This is a limited space that we're in. Okay, this is the cry kind of, beneath the silence. And it's urging you. So I think the real motivation here, the real push from your soul here is not so much about exactly what's coming in the future, but we got to get away from something. Okay, we can't keep ourselves small anymore. So the Queen of Swords here in the background, the Queen's now, just as the Knights are looking into the future and looking at beginnings, the Queens are looking at the past and processing endings. Okay, so this is something that I think you're getting yourself out of a situation in which your heart was being kind of opposed by other opinions, other facts, other people. The Queen of Swords is a very complex card, but actually kind of really pure. Right? Because it's water of air. Okay, the queens are all the watery energy, yeah? But it's in the suit of swords. So what this is someone who has a truth inside their heart. They value something, they love something, they want something, but they're trying to survive in a very hostile place. Okay? A droplet of water up in the sky, very far away from the rest of the whole body of water, right? Far away from the ocean or the lakes. A little droplet of water in a very hostile environment that's trying to evaporate it. So I feel like you've been in a situation either with family or friends or at work where you've really had to struggle to like maintain your sense of self, to maintain what's in your heart. Your emotion, your belief in something is trying to exist in a very hostile environment, you see. So this is a droplet of water that's like way high up in the sky and does not have a support system, maybe doesn't have a tribe around them, okay, to support their ideas, is kind of alone in a certain sense. Whatever is in your heart is being challenged, is being opposed, is trying to be dissolved or evaporated, I guess, by the voices, the facts, the opinions, the words, right? The beliefs of other people. Okay? And that, I think, is what you're moving away from. That's what I think you're really, in essence, you're leaping away from. Okay? Now, I didn't pull these cards, right? The Codex did. I'm the messenger here. Okay? And this page wasn't written until you pressed the play button. Because I think I think that this is something now that you're realizing can't be ignored. Okay? Most people turn back here, but magic makers continue forward. Yeah. The Six of Wands at the top here. This is victory. You know that whatever this love is that's in your heart, that now you are you're leaping fully forward with it, with passion, okay, to go pursue that rather than stay here where that little droplet of water inside of you is going to eventually evaporate. Okay, eventually. The Six of Wands is the victory. The Six of Wands is, the giant. This is your untapped power. Okay, this is your sovereign drive or your assertive drive. Really stepping up and accomplishing. Like you believe in your capability, right? You have that call it the aggressive drive or the assertive drive. This is your confidence in that drive. Okay. This is the result of you stepping through that serpent gate. It's victory. Victory after a fight. So it's going to be a challenge. Sure, it's going to be the elements of your past trying to drag you, grab you. Okay? This is the chain, this position 4. Okay? This is, this is the hum beneath your choices. This is the link that sort of binds you. You're breaking that chain of feeling as if you're a droplet of water in a very hostile environment. And there's a form of authenticity there, okay? Very similar to our Prince of Cups, right? Which is the airy part of water. That's someone who believes in something, but they're in a very hostile, it's a bubble of air in a very hostile environment. So it's kind of the inside out of this card. But both of those cards, especially the Queen of Swords, represents that authenticity. Okay, you're existing in a place that's trying to squish your authenticity, or in this case, it's trying to dissolve it or evaporate it. Okay, a droplet of water in up in the atmosphere is going to kind of dissipate, right? I don't know the technical terms, but it's going to evaporate. It's going to move outward until it's no longer a whole, right? The same as a droplet or a bubble of air in the water is eventually going to get squeezed by the pressure of that water until it's no more, until it just kind of dissolves into that water and is indistinguishable. So you're trying to remain separate in a very hostile environment, and that environment doesn't want to let you go. So that's kind of chaining you. It's holding you back. And that's what you're realizing now you have to leap away from. And this is beautiful, the fact that we have this aggressive drive. I feel like the aggressive drive is coming to the rescue of your pleasure drive, or we call it the assertive drive. The assertive drive is here to assist your pleasure drive, or whatever the soul drive is, we got to think of different names for these things, But the watery drive, anyway, is being assisted by the fiery drive. Now, I said that there's a secret ally that might be coming to help you. I'm starting to wonder if that's kind of part of this Aries energy that I'm feeling. It might be an Aries person. Either way, there is help, okay? There is someone that is kind of assisting you or encouraging you or kind of showing you the way or helping you to unlock a door. Okay. Okay. And the Six of Wands is the victory. This is you taking the risk, acting boldly, and successfully freeing yourself from this. Now, what is forward, what is in the future for you, I don't think it's really necessarily been written yet. Okay. But I do feel that it's going to be a safe place. It's going to be stable. Okay. This is the kind of the first, really, this is like that little bubble of water that's in here. The water of air, the little bubble, or the droplet of water, I should say. I'm mixing up my metaphors. The droplet of water that's here, as you leap forward through the serpent gate, out of the bird cage, you get to a place of safety. So the Four of Cups then becomes a safe harbor. It becomes a storm shelter. It becomes a place where that droplet of water is safe. Okay? You found a temporary safety zone. Okay? Now, you're not meant to stay here. You're meant to sort of catch your breath, regroup. This is like you found, the support of people. Maybe you're staying on someone's couch. You know what I mean? There's a sense of safety here. Okay? There's a sense of, you've successfully crossed through that gate and progressed over the threshold out of the birdcage. And this is a moment of rest in your immediate future. Okay? This is a temporary stability. It's a temporary safety. It's a temporary kind of shelter, right? And it's very reassuring, right? So it's basically Spirit's way of saying, if you leap now, you will land safely and softly. Okay? You will land safely and softly on that Four of Cups. Now, Path of the Serpent, we have the creative drive. We have all three drives together, basically, right? There's something that you want deeply in your soul, and you are you're taking the initiative to free yourself from what was preventing you from getting that, and going on this adventure to get that, believing that it's possible for you to do. Okay. The devil energy is all of those drives working together harmoniously. Okay. So it's kind of you put this card, you put the goat in front of any mountain, it's going to climb the mountain. Okay. So it's kind of the feeling that nothing's going to stop you. Is that feeling that you can and will and you are doing this. Okay. So to me it feels like a real fierce determination. I feel like it is it's your rugged climb. I feel like you're somebody who, when you set your mind on something, your mind, your heart, your soul is set on something, when all of your drives, your creative drive, your pleasure drive, your assertive drive, when they're all aimed towards something, there is no stopping you. And even if it means that you're going to have to do it alone, fine. Even if it means that you're going to have to struggle and you're going to get banged up and bruised up and, there's going to be moments of scarcity or moments of fear even, you're going to keep doing it. When those three drives are functioning as one, as a unit, as a unity, you're unstoppable. Unstoppable. Okay? I feel like the dove's already been circling here for you. I feel like that's why you're getting this message now, okay? Because I feel that you kind of knew this message was coming, okay? And I feel that maybe some of this energy started to hit you a few days ago, okay? Because I feel like we're right at that threshold now where we're just going to take the leap and do it. Again, I don't know if this is happening at work, at home, at school, okay? Wherever this is taking place for you. In the environment here, we have an Ace of Cups, okay? That is the unity, for one thing, right? It's an ace. But this is also, that part of you that's been buried for a long time, okay? Sometimes this position 7 is the persona. And sometimes this is the face or the mask that other people see, how other people see you or how the world kind of reflects itself back to us. So it may be that other people see you as someone who is kind of a black sheep, kind of doesn't fit in. You've maybe always been like a lone wolf. You've maybe always been different than everybody else, never really just conformed. You were always a droplet of water in some dry air, You've always stood out, okay? You've always been different. I think sometimes people see you as being rather hard, like you don't want friends, you don't want connections, you don't want people around you, you don't want help. kind of look at you as the lone mountain goat, kind of afraid to get too close because you got those horns, you know. Kind of a little bit like people are afraid to approach you, maybe. Yeah. But the contrast to that is going to be position 8, which is called the shadow. And sometimes this is that part of us that's buried in the vault of echoes, buried way down beneath. And this is that desire to receive, that desire to love, that desire for connection. Okay. This is that droplet of water that the Queen of Swords has been carrying inside of her, trying to protect it in this very hostile environment. So what does it have to do? Maybe the Queen has to push it down, hide it away, okay? Put it into the shadow. Pretend it's not there, pretend we don't want it, pretend we're fine, everything's okay. But now that this card is being kind of projected here into the position of the environment, in the position of your relationships, I feel like you're realizing that this is what you want. You're not hiding it away anymore. It was haunting you. It was whispering you. It waits to be embraced. I think you're embracing it now. This is the card of the ultimate kind of receiving. You want to receive. You want that love coming in. You want things. You want, period. Full stop. You want, and you need, and you desire, and you love. And I think that you have a desire for connections, for intimacy. Okay. I think that you value something more than you've ever really told anybody. And I think that you're now on a mission, really, to acquire that, to receive that, to claim that. Okay, what does this represent for you? I would like to know. Okay, because maybe this is healing. Okay, this is a very receptive card. This is like our heart is wide open, ready to receive. Of course, our Knight of Cups is out there giving of that love, right? Kind of taking that risk, showing the world their heart, you know. And this might be kind of like, I'm ready to kind of get back. I'm ready to receive something back now. Maybe when we relate it to our persona, it's the feeling like you're the pack animal, that you do all the work, but you don't receive any of the love. Okay? And maybe that's something that is buried down there in the vault of echoes. The need for recognition, the need for acknowledgement. Okay? Sometimes the goat, it's just a lone mountain goat's going to climb this mountain, but sometimes it's just, hey, I want to be noticed. You know, hey, I want to have friends, you know. I want to be like appreciated. I want to be loved. I want affection. I want intimacy. Okay? Instead of always just kind of giving and perhaps being taken for granted, maybe some of this is a lack of appreciation or a lack of acknowledgement or recognition in your life from the people around you. Okay. I think that your emotional needs have not been met in the situation you are in, because people look at you as somebody who is hard and who doesn't have emotional needs, right? But now that the Ace of Cups is here in this position, it's saying, no, you do, and you're going to go and you're going to make whatever changes are necessary in your life in order to get that. Now, the Nine of Wands is in the position of the mirage, position 9 of the spread. The Dove and Serpent spread, I should do a video on it, has very particular positions. I don't always talk about them. Sometimes I just assume everybody knows. But every position has a number and a name, okay? This is position 9, and it is the mirage. This is the illusion. This is the fear that's not real. It's a card of strength. It's a card of resilience. It's basically an old belief that you had that said you weren't strong enough to take charge of your life in any way. That whatever situation you were in, you were powerless to change it. That is a false belief. That is a mirage. That is the illusion. The illusion is that you don't have the strength, because you do. So I think this reading really is about the activation of your assertive drive in support of that pleasure drive, that emotional drive. Okay? The creative drive, yeah, fine, we're going to get to that. But first of all, the creative drive isn't going to get anything done unless it has that assertive drive and that emotional drive working together to push forward. Okay? And so that 9 of Wands is really the illusion, the mirage, right? That false belief that said, I'm not strong enough to change anything. I don't have what it takes. I don't have the will to do it. Okay? And I don't know who told you that or where you started to get that idea. Okay? I think it's something that is instilled in us repeatedly over the years, subtly, where we don't even recognize it's happening. Okay? So this is an obstacle. Your strength is not an issue. And it's not real, right? That belief that you're not strong enough, that's not a real thing, because you are. But this energy still has power if you believe in it. The mirage still seems real. If you look at it and you believe it's real, then it's going to be real. And that fear is a lack of strength, a lack of willpower, okay? A lack of the ability to say, I'm going to do X, Y, Z, and then we do X, Y, Z. This is the fear, okay? And I think if we believe that we're not strong enough, it's going to keep us in the birdcage for a long time. Now, as we move on to position 10, the destiny, this is the shape of what wants to happen. This is really you now freeing yourself from the birdcage. Now you're at the next serpent gate, right? You're at the edge of that, looking out into the future and thinking, now I've proven to myself that I can get out of the birdcage, okay? And now I've proven to myself that I am strong enough to follow my will, to have a direction in my life, to choose, and to assert my will, and to, and you're looking at the future and you're thinking, who am I, where am I, and what am I doing down the road? Where is this path going to take me? What does the future look like now? What do I want to create? So now your creative drive is waking up, right? Because this is that generative drive. What are you building out in the world? The Knight of Pentacles is looking at a vista, just an empty landscape, and thinking, I can build the Emerald City. Okay? So you're freeing yourself from this by activating your assertive drive and your pleasure drive. You're now giving yourself the chance to create whatever future it is that you envision, to create your Emerald City. Okay? So I like this. I think that the two, they're not lower drives, but the pleasure, the emotional drive and the assertive drive, those two drives coming online is now activating the creative, generative drive that says, I can create a world. I can create my personal reality. What are you going to build now in the physical realm? Now that you're free of that birdcage and you've activated those other drives, it's kind of like you got your spaceship working again. And it's like, where do you want to go? Where are we traveling here? The whole galaxy is ours to explore. Where are we going? So I feel like now the vista of your future is becoming a little bit more clear, and you're able to have that vision of what you're actually creating. This is that creative, generative drive. You're building something real in the physical universe that's obviously going to benefit you and benefit other people, and it's not possible without the emotional or the assertive drives. All these drives have to work together. So this is extraordinary. This is the page now that's waiting to be written in your codex. It's not fate, it's an invitation for you to step toward it. and start building your Emerald City. Let's look at the mystery card. Maybe this is going to be the Emerald City, the Empress card. Now, I would be delighted if this were the Empress card, but this is position 11. This is the guide. And this is the light upon the path. This is an omen for you. It's a voice from the temple. Okay? It's a companion walking with you on the spiral road. What do you think it's going to be? Well, we might get another Capricorn reference. Maybe it's an ally of some kind. It might be a court card. It might be an Ace of Wands. It might be a 10 of Pentacles or a 10 of Cups. Let's see what we have. It's your strength. Well, of course it's your strength. Of course it is. Because that's what we were so worried about. That was the mirage, right? That we didn't have this, that we were afraid that we couldn't do it. You know, now you have strength, you have courage. This is, of course, I mean, why didn't I think of that, right? This is perfect. This is strength and courage. This is your capability. This is your belief in yourself that says, I can do it. And I am doing it. Watch me do it. Okay. It's that courage and that strength. So this is the perfect companion as you move forward, is that strength that you were so worried you didn't have. The illusion of weakness, keeping you in the birdcage. Now every step you take, your ally is strength and courage. Maybe a Leo person, maybe. But I think this is absolutely perfect. This is awesome. This is the companion walking with you. And it is your fierce belief in yourself and your capabilities. It is that the perfect functioning of the emotional and the assertive drives. Absolutely stunning. We're going to do an extended reading as well if you want to stick around. We'll do an I Ching hexagram. We'll do some oracle cards. There's a link in the corner. There's a link down below. New readings for Sagittarius on Tuesdays and Fridays. Be sure to watch both readings. Subscribe to the channel if you haven't yet. Leave a comment and let me know where in the world you are watching from. I want you to know that you are the most important part of Dove and Serpent Tarot. I thank you and I love you. And we are all in this together.